is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Bristol Flyers Podcast. Don't worry, Sam, you're all good. It's the first time I let Sam touch the buttons and he almost messed it up.
I got there just in time. Welcome, Jolie, to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Yeah, taking my lines there, but thanks. We are powered by Matchday Live. I'm Joel Osborne and he is Sam Hardy. Sam, how are you, sir?
Very well, sir. Thank you for having me on, as always. It's a pleasure to be here, Jolie.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, as always. We are in the midst of an international break right now. This podcast, like the referees on Sunday, is a bit late to come into your ear holes.
That's the second. We're recording this after the interview, and that's the second time you said ear holes now, Jolie.
Oh, sorry. It's the holes in your face where the podcast comes to you via.
You keep saying it like hotcakes.
I quite like it. Maybe you can catch.
We have producer Dan with us. Danny boy, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, gentlemen. Pleasure to have you in my ear holes.
And it's great to have you in mine as well.
Thank you.
It's a great win against Manchester, and off the back of last week's episode with Owen McCormack, there's a little special guest in the house, wasn't there, Dan?
There was indeed. Would you like to see?
Let's have a look. Put it up on screen, Dan.
Oh!
There he is.
None other than Bristol City head coach Liam Manning was in the house watching our big win, a comeback win in overtime against Manchester Basketball, and he heard that Owen McCormack was a big fan.
Well, if you missed last week's episode, Owen has been to every single home game that he's been able to get to, which Dan was very excited about.
I still can't get over that. I think it's brilliant. He's got no affiliation with City until now. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And did Liam Manning also mention it in his, because they did like a fan forum this week, right?
Yeah, they did. So there was the fans forum here at Ashton Gate for Bristol City, and yeah, Liam Manning was talking about the learnings he's taken from across the Bristol Sport Group, and yeah, the Flyers. He's been to the Flyers now, and I think he wants to sort of catch up with Coach K. I think they might have done it already, but yeah, see what he can learn from Coach Kapoulas too.
Amazing.
Love that.
I love that. That is so good. Like little collaborations for the Bristol Sport Group. So love to see. On top of a great weekend, Joel over here, admin, only went and got Glastonbury tickets.
Did you manage to get them?
I did, yeah.
Who are you going with?
I am going with my new girlfriend.
Whoa!
Yes,
I knew I wanted that so bad.
we have got tickets and we are going to Glastonbury.
Very congratulations on the tickets and congratulations on the girlfriend.
Thank you, mate.
It's been 84 years.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, guys. Thanks for that. Dan, I got to mention, it's in my nose here, you had the Brandvox Christmas party last night. Talk to us.
We sure did. We stayed out till 8 p.m.
Oh, my
Pretty
Lord.
wild, guys.
Nothing celebrates Christmas more than cricket. Am I right, Dan?
Absolutely. It was really good fun. We went to shout out Six's bar on the harbour side. There's a little bit of a cricket bar. You go in a sort of a batting cage and then whack a cricket ball against a wall. Very fun.
Sounds good. Well, we love fun, and you are going to have fun on this week's episode because we've got a jam-packed episode for you on the Bristol Flyers podcast this week because we've got Damon Robinson here in the studio.
To be fair, a lot of fun, a lot of silliness, but I'd say some of the most serious content that we've had on the podcast as well about his upbringing and his life, and really powerful stuff. So yeah, really good listen.
And he went on for so long that we didn't even get a chance to go to our mailbag. So I completely forgot about that, George, just a minute ago.
I knew you'd forgotten, but I was almost like, oh no, he's done this on purpose because it's gone on too long, but not true.
But not true, I forgot about it. Completely forgot. Before we do get to our interview, Sam, with Damon Robinson, you've got a bit of personal news, haven't you?
Big 3 years working at Bristol Sport, Jolie. But unfortunately, it is next week coming to an end. My last day is on Wednesday, the 27th or whatever it is, next week. And I'm going to be leaving Bristol Sport, sadly. Do you know what, though? Don't worry too much. I'm going to still be doing the podcast.
Yeah!
And I'm still going to be there on game days at the Bristol Flyers. It's just my day job, which no one knows anything about, which I'm changing.
Well, congratulations on the new role.
Thank you.
We'll miss you in the office, of course.
Thank you.
But you've got me every week here in the studio. So
That's
we
fine.
will catch up every week on the Flyers podcast as usual.
Love that.
Usual programming will resume once Sam gets his new job. On that note, I think we should get down to this week's interview, Sam. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
Here is our chat with Bristol Flyers big man and...
There's someone at my front door.
That was interesting.
That was weird.
That's right, it's Damon Robinson.
There is someone at the door, and that is Damon Robinson. Let's get to the interview.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast, powered by Matchday Live, and we are delighted to be joined by none other than Bristol Flyers big man Demond Robinson Mondo. Welcome to the show.
What's up, my guy?
Thanks for coming down to the studio. First podcast for you, right?
Yep.
Never done anything like this before through your college career or anything like that?
Nope, just interviews, but this is my first.
Yeah. Well, I know you've been itching at me to come on the podcast, haven't you? Because I remember we were on the bus or something, and you're like, "Oh, Joel, let me get on that podcast," right?
Yeah, because I just like to have fun. I was just asking just to see what you say.
Well, you're always welcome.
No, we're very serious on this podcast, actually. No jokes allowed, okay? Just pure seriousness.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, we really appreciate you coming down to spend some time off with us. How are you enjoying your time in Bristol so far?
It's pretty straight. I mean, I just be chilling in my room, relaxing. Other than basketball, I just rest my body.
Yeah.
All these games.
Yeah. Has it been everything you expected so far? Because I guess for you, like, first pro deal, it's a new country. Because you've never been to the UK before, right?
Nah, I haven't. I've never been outside of the States. I probably traveled around the States, but like being over here is like pretty amazing.
Where are you from in the States?
The South, Montgomery, Alabama.
Ooh,
I was going to say, I imagine it's quite, especially this week, it's been snowing this week. It's quite different from back home, right?
Yeah. Like, they told me it don't snow here. So when like it snowed, I was like, all right. It's not. I was like, all right. First of all, they said it's not going to stick to the ground. Then it started to stick to the ground. It's like, okay, so what is this? Like, what do y'all call this? Because y'all say ice. But like, nah, this is snow to me. I'm finna have some fun.
I saw on your Instagram story you posted a video and there was snow all up in your beard and everything, and you could tell you were just not used to this weather.
You could definitely tell, man. Growing up, like, something I always wanted to do was just have a snowball fight. And you'll probably have it once every like 4 or 5 years, just like by snow being on the ground from overnight. So when I got that chance, I was like, I'm gonna take advantage. It's kind of fun.
Did you have a fight? Did you with any of the guys or not?
Nah, somebody ran. When they was all the way in front of me. So Keedy, he basically ran. He threw a snowball. He ran in the building. That was like right after practice too. And so I was like, I'm finna get somebody before they just all go in the building.
I love that. I'd love to see that as a bit of content, the Flyers having a snowball fight.
Yeah, I know. Although, potential injuries, slips, we don't want any of that, do we?
Yeah.
So, serious first.
Walking only snowball fight. Nah. The schedule's been pretty full on for you guys right on the court. And of course, this week is international break. Our podcast is coming out a little bit later. So you must be using this opportunity to sort of unwind a little bit more now, because the schedule's been savage so far, right?
Yeah, we've been playing like a lot of games, like a lot. So like this week, basically for me to just rest my body, just to chill, relax, spend some more time with the guys, of course. Signing
your first pro deal, I imagine, can be quite an experience. You don't really know what to expect, but how much have you sort of taken comfort in the fact that we're an English-speaking country over here? It's easy to communicate with everyone. Has that sort of helped you like settle into the life in Bristol and your new teammates and everything as well? Yeah,
it has. I mean, I still say, like what? What'd you say? I say it like 5 6 times, like just to make sure, like, oh, you said that, and then I need like a translator. So like it's
hey, the accent's not that bad.
It's not. But when some people try to talk, it's like, what you say? Like, what'd he say? Like, you feel me? So
did you do a good British accent yourself? Can you do one for us?
I mean, I don't think I do.
It's not bad. I think it's pretty good.
In it, bruv. That's how you say it. That's how you say it.
It's great.
In it, bruv.
Pass for flying colours right there.
Nah,
what are some of the words that we say that you are not used to?
I don't know if I should say this word.
Hey, we can pick that out for the podcast. He said a word that starts with W and rhymes with banker. So,
that's kind of new. That's kind of new.
That's a funny one. We like that one.
Yeah, we like that one new. You talk about some of your things you've done in Bristol. What kind of things you've been up to away from the court so far? You been anywhere nice in Bristol at all?
I mean, I've been down to the city a few times. I mean, I think I've been to London once. I went to a bar, grabbed food from the bar, and also just strolled back just to, get outside my house, get outside just to see what's going on. Soon I'm expecting to go for a walk with Coach on the beach he be going to, because it's like a pretty good spot he be going to chill.
Where's that?
He goes,
I don't know. It looks like a beach.
It's down by Portishead.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go by the harbor. So
have you met his dog Ruby yet?
Not yet. That's one thing I love dogs. So it's like that's one dog I'm like getting look forward to meeting.
Do you have any pets back home at all?
I have 2. I have a dog named Tiny and a dog named Chico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tiny. It's like a XL pit bull, and Chico. He's like a small miniature dog that I bought for my girl.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so
Like a
it's
handbag size?
Yeah, like real small, but it's like he grows, but then again he don't grow.
Wow.
He's bad though.
What does he mean he's bad?
Oh, he's bad. I was at home one time. He was running around. He jumped from one spot and tried to jump on the couch, hit his head on the couch, did a backflip and landed on his back.
You wish you filmed it. That's the sort of thing you wish you had on camera. Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff you see on like Vine and TikTok and stuff, right? You see some funny dogs on there.
But your Tiny is absolutely massive, though, right?
Man, she's huge.
Yeah.
She's huge, but she's like a big baby. She's like 4 years old.
Wow.
Not aggressive. No.
Not
aggression?
aggressive. Like she'll bark to see who you is. If you're a stranger, come up to try to smell you, see who you is. But other than that, like she's like a playful big dog. She just like cuddling and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
When we first spoke to you, we talked about like early on in the season names that we like to call. I wanted to ask what sort you want to be called, and you came to me and said you want to be called Mondo, right?
Mondo. That's my name.
Is this like a nickname you've got then?
Yeah. I honestly don't know who gave me the first nickname. Probably Dev. Probably my coaches back in high school. They used to call me Mon. They used to call me Mondo, Big Mondo baby. So it's like okay, like it kind of sticks, and all it is an O at the end of my name, like Demond. Coach called me Demondo the other day. Now the guys think it's funny, so it's like, okay, I guess that's just my name now.
Demondo.
I
shouldn't have said that.
I've struggled with it because back in the UK, when I was a kid growing up, when you were sick, there would be rubbish TV on. Like, we wouldn't have cable or any of that. And so there was this number show with these little kids, and there was this person on that called El Nombre. And when I first heard you wanted to be called Mondo, I can't get out of my head El Mondo. So every time I shout, you probably haven't heard it, but I
think I have.
You have?
I think I have.
El Mondo. And you're not
Yeah.
Spanish or anything like that, but I can't get out of my head now. So that's what I call you.
Yeah, some
every
people
time.
call me Mondo Burger too, like just because if you watch Good Burger, Mondo Burger, basically. So it's like,
What
okay.
a film that is. That the one with like Keenan and Kel in it?
Yeah.
Oh, great
Not-
film.
Yeah.
Great film.
Love Keenan
I used to
and Kel.
love Keenan and Kel as a kid.
Who put the screw
Yeah.
in the tuna?
Absolute classic.
It is,
Absolute
though. It
classic.
is.
We spoke about the weather here in Bristol. Of course, it snowed this week. Does that mean you're starting to get in the Christmas spirit at all? You getting the Christmas spirit? This
Nah, it's still November, man. Thanksgiving coming up for us back at the house. So
Of course.
it's like, nah, not Christmas yet.
Yeah.
But then again, after Thanksgiving, Christmas is going to be like right around the corner.
What have you got planned this year for Thanksgiving with the team? You going to get together as a team?
I think so. I really don't know how it works over here. I don't know what coach does. I don't know what the guys want to do. But if they want to like just get together, just chill with each other, just talk and just hang out, listen to music. I mean, I'm down for that. I
Yeah.
mean,
What day is it this year?
is it
right
what,
around
the
the corner.
28th?
Dan knows.
Just
Dan,
Dan
what is
knows.
it?
Yeah.
So Thursday the 28th.
Yeah, I think it's the 28th.
Oh, good. Nice. Next Thursday.
There we go. It's a time, isn't it, that you all sort of get together and like give thanks for like
Yeah, that's what
for
it's
like
for.
what you're thankful for. Like what are you thankful for?
First of all, I'm just thankful for being here. Like, Coach gave me a big opportunity to play basketball and to keep playing basketball, especially over in the UK, knowing I've never been to the UK. That's one thing. Second thing really is faith, a family, life, love. But I'm just thankful for just worshiping God the most, for real, because he blessed me with opportunities that I think I deserve.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I've seen you done a lot of cool celebrations this year, some funny celebrations for the Flyers. Can we make up some sort of celebration now so that when you do it on the court that we know it's from the Bristol Flyers podcast?
Right now on the spot.
Yeah, like what are you thinking? I saw you did the thumb down one the other week.
I like that one.
That's
You do the one where you like wave the hands over the head as well,
that's
like that
brilliant
as
shade.
well. So you got any ideas, any thoughts? What can you suggest?
One thing I've noticed that, I mean, I be engaged with the team so much that I don't be engaged with the fans. So I see everybody else being engaged with the fans. So I got to start getting the fans hyped.
I think I've just worked it out. You do something crazy, you have to do the Hadouken celebration.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Hadouken!
I might mess with that because I've been thinking about doing it or the not ultra instinct, but I'd be wanting to teleport. So I might shoot a 3 or something. I just do like this.
We all know. Okay, I like this.
If you see that celebration, just know it came from the Bristol Flyers podcast.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna think about that one.
Love it.
Gave me an idea.
These guys just spend as much time practicing their celebrations as they do their basketball.
It's a very important part of the game. It's a very important part of the game.
I think in the NFL they actually do though. That's genuinely true.
Nah, we don't.
Oh, really?
I feel as if we don't. I think like celebrations come on the spot. You be in the moment.
Yeah. I'd love it if you guys just choreographed a celebration on someone's game winner. Like, you know, you see the ones where like someone has caught like a big fish and all the players get together and they're like, the player jumps in their arms and they're like wiggling around.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like,
yeah.
I would just love it if, like, you know, let's say we hit a game winner in a game sometime and just you guys come together with some choreographed celebration on the spot. That would be so funny.
Nah, that's crazy.
Kay would not be happy with that.
I don't think so.
What are you doing?
Also been like playing under Coach K because, you know, like when you meet Coach Kapoulis, no one is more passionate about Flyers basketball than he is, right?
Yeah, I feel as if, I mean, it feels good playing under him. I mean, like I said, he gave me this opportunity. So, and he was here to walk in and somebody was to try him. I think I'd back him up because, you know, that's my coach. I don't think I would let anything like bad happen to him, especially on the court. If we get into a fight or whatever, how that is, and somebody tried to hit Coach, I'll probably be right there and I'll probably step in for Coach like, nah, that's me.
Yeah, we've seen on the court how much he's, you know, he stands up for his players out there. You know, he gets animated on the sidelines. He's a guy that will literally go to war for this team, isn't
Absolutely.
he, Sam?
And there's been quite a few feisty games so far already. Have you been getting in the middle of some of those little
Yes.
Yes.
I'm 10 toes down.
Go on, Dan. Dan's got something to say.
Can confirm. I've seen Dumont pull his shorts up, squaring
10
up,
toe, I'm telling you.
ready to go in the EMBL. Like,
Hey, yeah.
How many technical fouls you had this year?
I probably got like one every game
All
for having my teammates back. I don't care.
I like it.
Hey, if it gets the fans going, I'm all for it. I tell you what, they you noticing at SGS that it takes one moment like that, and you suddenly hear the fans get into the game,
Yeah.
and especially at SGS, it can get
Man,
really
it's
loud,
for,
right?
for it to be like a small gym, that gym can go crazy. Like, I think with the Manchester game, that gym's crazy. I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, you mentioned playing under like Coach Kapoulis. One player that I've seen a lot of similarity in your game to on the Flyers team is Leslie Smith, and obviously Les is like one of the vets on the team.
Yeah.
Are you learning a lot from players like him in your rookie season?
He do give me pointers. I can't say he does give me pointers. He give me a lot of pointers, actually, especially on the defense and offensive end. For offense, he be like, man, just go at him. If you can't go at him, you got the jumper, shoot the jumper. Man, you got to know when to pick and pop. That's what he tells me a lot. You got to know when to pick and pop, but just keep rolling. I bet you'll get it.
Did you know that you're leading the league in block shots per game right now?
Yeah, I do. I found out yesterday. That's tough, right?
Yeah.
That's tough, right?
And some of the, do you know what? Blocks are interesting because sometimes you get a little graze in it, but often your blocks are like smash. And you're
Yeah,
like, killing
like
them down.
my freshman year of college, I was like top 10 in the country in blocks. And so after like the next 4 years, I stopped blocking shots. But then I feel as if like I'm a freshman again. I'm finna block some shots, especially if I'm long enough to get it. I have a 7'5" wingspan. If my first line defense get back, I feel as if I'm the second line defense. So I gotta do something to try to make that shot a little difficult or awkward. Like just make them just throw something up. If they just throw something up, then that's a miss. If they try to go straight up, I just feel as if I can block it, I gotta block it.
Did you say you got a 7'5" wingspan?
Oh yeah, it's pretty long.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It's going out of the camera.
So it's like, yeah, my wingspan pretty long.
But that probably put like tricks. I know you're tall anyway, but they're suddenly like, oh, I'll get it over him, a little floater, and they still manage to like swat it away.
Yeah, it helps. I can't say it does help just because like I don't know how tall it is, but I know if I can stand and touch like the backboard, then I'm pretty fine.
Let's get on to like the characters on the team because you spoke about sort of on the court, but we've had a lot of players on the podcast this season, and they have said that you are one of the biggest characters on the team. Like who are you sort of throwing jokes at out there on the team? I guess everyone, right?
Literally everybody. Coach get fired too. I'm telling you, the coach catch it. He'll catch fire. Everybody. Mike didn't caught fire. Anybody will catch fire. I'm one of the biggest jokesters I could say. Jared is too.
Is it?
Yeah. Kitty is too. Lou is too. Owen and Evan sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, but
That's imagine when you get you all going, it is wild.
yeah.
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 You can't say why.
He's like trying to hold it in. He's like, I don't know if I can say this on the Bristol Flyers podcast.
But yeah, like Ibu is too. Like everybody's just a big Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like the group is really tight-knit this season. And we're only like, 2 months into the season and
Yeah.
you guys have just really built that chemistry already. It's really great to see.
Yeah, nah, we definitely build chemistry. Like I said, we do a lot of stuff on our own time. Basically, like we'll probably go out with each other. We'll probably go grass on the eat with each other. Like we just spend time with each other sometimes just to get a better feel for each other.
Damon, let's run it back. We have a feature on the podcast. We like to run it back with our star players, especially our new guys on the team. Want to learn more about where they came from, their upbringing. We mentioned at the top of the show, Montgomery, Alabama. The Gump, is that what you call it?
The Gump. Yeah.
What was it like out in the Gump growing up?
It's crazy. It's crazy. You don't want to go there. It's not a good place to be.
Is it not?
Nah, it's not. Some people are genuine. You know, it's real genuine, but it's more like a you're not welcome if you ain't from here type city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or it's like a hatred type city. I don't know what it is, but gunshots everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Is it really?
Really?
Yeah, like fireworks.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. So you've heard that a lot growing up?
I did. It's kind of normal to me. But then again, like the older I get, it's just dumb. It's a lot of dumb.
So I imagine, like, growing up for you, sort of basketball was a bit of a way of getting away from from all of that, right? In
It
Montgomery,
is.
Alabama.
Yeah, it definitely is. Basketball helped me out a lot. I worked a lot with Jaquan Walton and Jeff, dude named Curvin. You know, I worked out a lot with them when I was younger, basically, like from like ninth grade all the way up to before I left for college. So once a gunshot went off in the gym during school, it was like, yeah.
Wow.
Like, okay, you got to do more. And we was getting ready to go play state championship. And Coach Johnson, he was the first one in the locker room, was like, what y'all doing? Y'all better come on. Like, y'all see what they doing? Gunshot ricochet, bounced out the window, like 1 or 2. SWAT team coming in there checking everybody. Yeah, that's how you knew, like, okay, bet. Like, my cousin got shot in the arm. Like, it was crazy. Like,
Oh, my God.
so, like, growing up, you hear it a lot because you know, like, all right, you can't go there. It's going to be shots let off. You can't have fun. You can't go there. You can't have fun there. They might shoot there. Like so you don't really know what's really going on until, like, you either been in that position or you was close to it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flipping it. And your family's all still there or not?
Yeah, my family's still there. My little brother, he plays, he's in 8th grade, play football and basketball. I got another little brother and a little sister. They're twins. My mom and my sister, my older sister. And I got 3 younger sisters on my dad's side, so it's like they're all still there.
Wow. Were you always part of like a basketball or a sporting family then?
Not much. My mom played basketball in high school, played a little growing up. My dad played basketball. He dropped out from high school. My little brother, he plays though. He played football and basketball basically. And my other little brother and sister, my sister, cheerleaders. You know, my little brother and sister, they're twins. And so my other little brother, I don't think he liked football that much, which it kind of shows. But I think when basketball come around, he might enjoy playing basketball.
Is your brother who plays football and basketball pretty good at the sport or not?
To me, he a dog in football. Like, he's numbered in 8th grade, but he's a dog. He got my basketball number 0 that I had. He got the same jersey number, and his jersey number was number 0 in football. So it was like, okay, like it's kind of noticeable a little bit. And he's a wide receiver.
Wow. Did you play football or was it always basketball for you?
I did, man. I did play football growing up. I got to like the 9th grade. I got an offer from Tennessee.
Flip.
Yeah, University of Tennessee.
That's crazy for football.
All right, so listen to this story. Some people say it's dumb. You know Nick Saban, the big Alabama football legend coach.
Yeah.
I told him no, I wasn't playing football when he came to watch Henry Ruggs play basketball. I told him I wasn't playing football no more. And yeah.
Was that because you were as good at each, but like you looked at what the career could look like either way, or what?
Nah, I knew I could go to the league in football. It's just a simple fact that a lot of people told me I wasn't gonna play. I wasn't gonna go far in basketball. I wasn't gonna get a college degree in basketball. I wasn't gonna do nothing for basketball. So it's like, okay, I stopped playing football and I showed everybody that I'm right and you wrong. So it's like, okay, That's basically my story. Literally.
You're like, I'm gonna prove
literally,
you wrong.
Literally, like the football coaches, they were mad at me, telling me I wouldn't play basketball. I'm too small to be a big, basically.
Wow.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'9".
Yeah, that's wild.
And I hear you are playing pro.
I'm playing pro basketball now.
You tell him one day.
Yeah, they hear. Yeah.
I was doing my research on you, Demond, and for high school, actually throughout your whole basketball career, you've actually dealt with a lot of adversity. And we sort of said before the show, like, it's okay if you don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
But I was doing my research, and am I right in thinking that one of your high school teammates sadly passed away? Is that correct?
Yeah, like when I was in the 9th grade, he was in the 12th. I was a starting big at the high school I was at. He was a starting guard. Yeah, he basically died in a car crash headed to Birmingham to watch the Final Four state championship.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
And that was during the season as well.
That was like right after we lost to Auburn, I think, Auburn or Central Phoenix City. We had just lost, and he went up probably around like May 2nd, May 3rd. Died. Got in a car crash. Died.
Wow. How much of an impact did he have on your early basketball career then?
It's a lot, only because he was a leader and he showed it. He showed who he was at all times. That's the one thing I probably remember about him the most. He was a leader in every aspect. Where it came to basketball, he worked. He was signed to Jacksonville State, so it's like I was gonna end up playing him regardless. Probably either my freshman year or sometime. I knew I was gonna end up playing him. He was a grinder. Like, he was in the gym day in, day out. Probably go out there at nighttime, have one side of the lights on in the gym, and he just in there getting up shots, or he doing something to better his craft. So it was like watching him pass. It was just like, dang, like, okay, I see I need to work now. I need to do a lot more work, and that's when I actually started doing a lot more working.
Mm. And then I read also 4 years later, you had another teammate of yours sadly passed away as well, right?
Yeah, my boy Chop. He was like a brother. We grew up playing YMCA basketball together, and so I was trying to make sure he was all right. Like, even when he transferred to Lee, like to the school I was at, I was trying to make sure he was all right. And he was there killing. He got a state championship like the year after. I stated in the press conference, like, it's fine. It was like, shoot, we here now. These guys know what it feel like, and I was like, they're gonna win next year. And sure enough, they won next year. That's when he transferred there. And just to see him pass away, it was like, okay, all he did was smile and laugh. He had a good time no matter what. Even though he didn't do much on the court, he was a big dunker. Like, he was a crazy dunker. He signed UAB to play football. And so it was like, he smiled. He had fun a lot. No matter who was around, he just had fun, be himself. And just to see him drown, it was like, okay. Like, he literally swam across the lake, swam back. I guess he caught a cramp or whatever, and he drowned.
Oh my goodness. I guess that whole sort of process, it gives you like a different outlook on life, doesn't it? Because you just have to be thankful for every day you get, right?
Literally, because like the day I went to visit my granddad, that same night he died. Like, he died that, like, I lost my auntie a few days ago that don't nobody know. Like, on my dad's side, my auntie Rana, I just lost her a few days ago. So it's like, you never know when it's going to be your time. You just got to cherish the moment while that person here. Like, I got a video of my granddad now that I just be looking at. I got a video with picture with Chop, the dude that drowned. I got a picture with him I just be looking at. I got a few pictures with my boy Rod that died in the car crash I just be looking at. I got my coach died a few weeks ago. So it's like I got pictures of him and videos of him actually, like, we having fun after games and stuff. I just be looking at, because it's like memories. Like, that's all you can really say now. It's just memories of them being there.
I've noticed this season you actually are wearing a black armband. And that's in honor of your former coach.
Yeah, it is, because I was wearing it when I was playing under him. So it's like, okay, like, I guess I got to snap back to reality and just start back doing what he tell me. Like, I probably be tired in the games, but it's like push through the tiredness, just stuff like that. He told me, like, he always told me, you're the best big on the court and nobody can stop you. And so every night I go out there with a chip on my shoulder, and I just think about everything. And I just be like, okay, I'm the best big on the court, and you're not finna stop me. Either if I don't score and I just got to pass the ball, get rebound, that's what I'm going to do. If I do score, I'm going to try to do other things too to help the defense out, especially only because I got their backs and I know they should have mine. So it's like, if he always tell me I'm dominant, why not be dominant?
I honestly, I love your outlook on the whole thing and how you sort of take strength from all of that, because that's so inspiring. And like, we probably have listeners and watchers of the podcast that are going through bad times as well. And the way that you deal with all that adversity yourself, I imagine it can be something for a lot of our Flyers family to look up to. So thanks for sharing that.
No,
I really appreciate it. And you've got like a lot of it on your body, right? You're like,
yeah, I got a lot of this. My
on your tattoos.
This basically my little brother and my little sister. I mean, I got them tatted on me because first of all, my sister was diagnosed with something like a while, like what, 4 or 5 years ago. She was diagnosed with something. She was paralyzed from the neck down. Like literally, I feel as if she was on her deathbed in the hospital. She was hooked up to a whole lot of machines, feeding tube, everything, and that's one thing that inspires me the most. You feel me? Only because if she can fight through that, why I can't fight through just being a little tired? Why I can't fight through just the way I'm feeling, my emotions, and the whole time she was smiling. And so I also took that as if, okay, she's smiling through this. That means I can smile through anything, no matter what's wrong.
You've been through so much, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. It's yeah, man. Thank you so much for sharing.
No, honestly, it's inspiring. It's really inspiring because then all of a sudden you're coming out of Montgomery, Alabama, and you're getting scholarships, and you ended up going to Murray State for your first 2 years, right?
I did.
What kind of offers were you getting coming out of high school?
I was basically I wasn't getting anything crazy. I was just getting like high mid majors, some just regular mid majors. Kennesaw State wasn't one of them. I had Troy. That's where my guy Ben Fletcher was. That's who coached me when I went to Kennesaw State, and I went to Murray State because I knew like it wasn't no big party school. It was out in the middle of the country, but it was like still like I want to see what I can do here, and then what I can progress on.
So then obviously you actually transfer. Then the Kennesaw State opportunity pops up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Like I think soon as I left Murray, I think the first person I called was like, I didn't call no coach. I didn't call nobody. The first person I called was my guy Jeff, and I was like, hey, tell such and such I want to come play for him next year. And then I left. It was like, okay, call what you call and tell him I just left. And that's exactly what he did. And he was already anticipating, because I told him, I was like, I'm going to play for you one day. Like, that's just something I want to do. Like, you my guy. You've been around since, what, 9th grade? You've been at Troy since 9th grade. So it's like, yeah. I took 4 or 5 years to get to college, 2 years after that. And then, boom, like, I want to come play with. I know exactly who I want to play for.
And it paid off because you helped them, to Kennesaw State, to their first NCAA tournament appearance.
Yep. That was exciting.
That must have been so special for you, right?
It was exciting. I was just happy to be a part of the team where we just worked. Like, everybody just worked. Like, the off season, we worked. I remember a story. The coach had a grenade. He used to call it a grenade. You throw it on the floor, you got to dive. I wasn't diving on the floor for no grenade. So he tossed it to me. I was like, okay, you gonna make me run? I don't want to run. And he tossed it to me, and I tossed it in the air like, man, I'm not doing this. But I still did it because I knew that the coach loved me. He wanted to get me in shape. But I also knew that the guys around me, they wanted me to be here. I walked out on them once, and I told them I'm not gonna do that no more, and I never did it no more. So it's like, got a text from that coach that night. Said, I love you. Like, don't forget that I love you. Like, I'm doing it for a reason. He was hard on me in school, like, even with my grades, he was hard on me. So it's like, yeah, I can tell that the love is actually here at Kennesaw, because the guys love me, the coaches love me. So it's like, okay, I think I'll be fine here. And it showed. I just never had love like that.
Yeah. That's so nice.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? And then obviously after your time with Kennesaw, you sort of graduate, and then it's sort of, you're a free agent. You're out there in the world and you're trying to become pro. Sort of talk us through that whole process, because you actually joined an agency, don't you? And it's Vantage Basketball, which
my
is
boy Nick.
Nick Lowry. I chat to him regularly. He used to be coaching staff at London Lions. Tell us how that whole process came about, and then sort of you coming out of college, and then what was it that made you end up in Bristol?
So it basically was a lot of agents hitting me up. I was looking at them, but then again, I was like, man, I don't know. That was my first instinct. I don't know. So Nick hit me up. He was hitting me up. I was still like, I don't know, but he was one of the guys that I felt as if I can trust the most, and one of the guys that I felt as if I can stick with. And so time goes on. He was like, he's gonna work to get me a space. I was gonna try to do G League. He was like, nah, but he was like, you got to work out in November for G League. But then again, it's like, I go overseas. Like, try to go overseas if you can. Don't just. He always kept it real. Just don't just weigh out one option. Like, just have all of them open. And he got me over here. So it's basically like, I mean, I trust him. Like, I feel as if Bristol is a great place because the people. Y'all, like, you guys are cool. Like, everybody over here is pretty cool. It's not that much going on. So it's like, it was a place that really stuck with me. I was on the phone with Coach Andres. They was all into me. I was basically on the other end of the FaceTime call. And the one thing he was like, just be yourself. My agent just told me, just be yourself. If you be yourself, they'll just like you for who you are. And that's exactly what I did. I was just being myself. And then the coach ain't find out I was actually being myself until I got over here. And so it's like, I promised them, like, I'm gonna be dominant. I'm gonna be dominant. I ain't gonna be no soft guy. I ain't soft. I ain't gonna be no little teddy bear, you know what I'm saying? I told him I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna work, and like, whatever you need, cause I got you. Cause like, I'm gonna work for it. Like, I ain't no handouts. I know this is like basketball, but then again, it's also a business. I love the sport of basketball to the point where nothing is finna be handed out to me. So that's why I just work.
That's amazing. And he must have, I mean, talk us through some of those conversations, because what was he saying in particular about the Flyers program and what life's like here in Bristol that made you hone in and be like, yeah, that sounds like my kind of place?
I asked him about the people. I was like, how's the people? He was like, it's pretty chill. I also asked him about the dog. Of course, I asked about the dog.
Asked about Ruby.
Yeah.
Was that a deciding factor?
Yeah, because I was.
Yeah, he's got a puppy. Let's go.
Yeah, literally, it really was. It was one of them. I'm not gonna lie. He talked about that. He talked about the program. I also watched a few of the games, like just to see how the player was, playing style, play free, just play dominant when you play free. Don't just be passive. Don't be timid. And so that was really also the next thing that really got me to come here. Like, just play freely, play your game. And so that's what I do. I just play my game. If I just mess up, I mess up. But I'm always gonna have next play mentality. But just play your game.
Yeah. And now here you are. It's like your first pro deal in Bristol.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Trust me.
Well, we love having you here, Damon, and we love having you on the podcast. And it's time for us to get to our next segment of the podcast, which is Wrong Answers Only.
Wrong answers.
That was loud, Sam.
Yeah,
Thanks
sorry.
for that. Thank you for the... sorry for the podcast listeners at home, your ear holes, if you're listening on headphones. That was very loud. Damond, this is the segment where we put you through our series of quick-fire questions. You have 30 seconds to answer as many questions as you possibly can. There's one catch. You've got to give wrong answers only.
I bet. Let's do it.
So if I ask you what colour is your hair, you will say something like yellow.
I bet.
Cool. Sam, are you ready to go with the clock?
Yes.
Producer Dan's going to keep score. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What month are we in right now?
September.
What does ENBL stand for?
Eastern Northern British League.
Who comes down the chimney at Christmas?
The Grinch.
What is my name?
Samuel.
Who is the president of the USA?
Kamala Harris.
Where do you put your hands when you're cold?
My shorts.
Finish the book title, Harry Potter and the Goblet of...
Eve.
What is the capital of the UK?
Manchester.
There we go. Very good. That was great. All wrong answers, which is exactly what we need.
Did you say Samuel for me?
I did.
That is actually my name.
Oh, that is your actual. Okay, we're gonna have to. Can't count that one. I'm afraid. That was a correct answer. Producer Dan, do we have a score for Damon Robinson?
Now, I've got it as 6 with potentially an 8, but 2 VARs. One of them we've just sorted out. Samuel, I don't think we can give you that, so that's one.
Yeah,
also,
thanks.
the Grinch does come down the chimney in the film. I mean, do you want to give him that one?
No, that's definitely
No.
you can have that one. For
Okay,
sure.
7.
No, hold on. The
7
Grinch
it
do-
is.
the
7
Grinch-
it is.
The Grinch do not come down the chimney.
7 points.
What film is that?
The Grinch.
Grinch.
He does actually go down, but the point was like it was
Okay.
Santa.
Okay.
Don't give him that. No, give him the point for sure.
7 it is.
Yeah, we'll give you a 7.
Hey, it's Christmas.
Yeah, it is Christmas. Well, not quite, but it's kind of Christmas. Right, it's time for us to get to the news.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Oh, great chat, but it's time for us to get to this week's news. And we got to start by talking about that game against Manchester. Incredible comeback that was for the Flyers, wasn't it, Sam?
Honestly, I was literally so excited during that game. Now, we did have Steve Devereaux's wedding the Saturday before, so, didn't necessarily want to have the game that day at that time because we're pretty tired, weren't we, Joel?
And by tired, if you mean hungover, yes. I was hungover the day after Steve's wedding.
We turn up at the game, 30 minutes, it got put back 30 minutes because of the referees having issues with traffic, and then obviously, we'll get to this in a minute, went to overtime, and I was like, not the day for this.
Have you ever had a game before, Damon, where referees have turned up late and you've had to have the game delayed?
Nah, trust me. We was in the back. We was coming out, and we already had our jersey stuff out there. Trust me, they was just walking in like it was all normal. I'm like, this is not normal. You got to be early.
How does it affect your mindset and your because your routine is like to get you to the point where you're warm, ready for the game, right? And then it's suddenly you've started that routine, it's pushed back half an hour. Does that mess with you at all?
Nah, it didn't mess with me. I hope it ain't mess with the guys, but nah, it ain't mess with me. It was just like, dang, man, they late. Now we going to be in here longer than we were supposed to be. And we was already like there for like an hour and 30 earlier. So it's like, okay.
92-85 was the final score. After overtime, Flyers found themselves down by 14 heading into the second half. And then that third quarter, I just feel like the defensive intensity just really stepped up a notch, didn't it?
Up. Yeah, we was like, okay, we playing. So we talked amongst each other and we said, okay, we know what we need to do. We knew what the problem be, especially with the games we lost. Like, we knew what the problem was. Let's crank it up, especially in the third quarter, because this right here could lead all the way up to the fourth, and which it did. So,
yeah, well, it certainly, I mean, whatever coach said to you guys, whatever you guys spoke about at halftime definitely paid off because all of a sudden we're getting stops, we're going out in transition. And then when you get to that third quarter, there were big plays from players like Kendall Lewis, who had a double-double, and also you got to remember Raf coming back into the rotation as well, made some massive plays.
Yeah,
in
he
that
He
did.
hit
second
2 big threes in that quarter,
2
didn't he?
big threes,
Yeah.
yep, and a jumper.
half. Yeah.
Yep.
What was it like for you guys having him back? Because it just adds to your like physicality as a group. Because he's a physical guy, right?
Yeah, he is. He is kind of big, ain't gonna lie. He's wild, but he's kind of big. But other than that, like, just having him back, so he can show what he can actually do to help us win, man, that was a big thing to be beside. We needed that.
It's a weird one as a matchup, isn't it? Because you're like the big guy, you're going to be up against the big guy. But who do you put up against Raf? Because he's not like, he's quick and he's strong, but he's not like massively tall, is he, compared to like someone like yourself?
There's not a lot of really, not really a lot of 3-4s that's actually that big and strong, and that he can push some weight. So it's like, okay.
Then you add that, and he hits threes as well. Like, he hit a massive three in that fourth quarter, right, when you're making that run. And then it's like, how do you actually guard that? Because you put, like, a bigger guy on it, he can shoot that three. And you put a smaller guy, he's just going to work.
He's just going, yeah. So it's, like, guarding Rap, it does be kind of hard because, like, you got to have the right balance of matchup to guard him. So, I mean, I don't know.
Pick your poison.
Literally.
It was a 16-2 run in the second half to bring it close. Flyers took control of the game in the fourth quarter. We had a 5-point lead with a few minutes to play. And to be fair play to them on some ridiculous plays. They hit some ridiculously tough shots to force OT, right?
They did. Trust me, they did.
But the Flyers held out in the overtime period, 13 points to 6 the score in OT, clamping down on the defensive end to hold on to the win. And there's just those moments like that, and we spoke about it earlier, that just G's up the crowd, and the fans were just electric. Like, it was noisy in there in OT, right?
Crazy.
Crazy. So it was a solid win for the Flyers. Damon Robinson, Evan Walsh, 22 points each. Also, Walsh 9 for 9 from the foul line.
That's big.
Kendall Lewis.
That's the first. I like that.
Yeah.
9 for 9, I like that.
Efficiency. I don't think I've seen a player in our league that is just so, has that ability to draw contact and just get to the line consistently like that. Like, we've seen that time and time again with Evan. He's very Luka-like, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, everybody calls him Luka. I like the way Evan played because he does give off a Luka vibe. Like, even the guys back home when I was on the phone, and they'd be like, man, I just watch you play, man. Who number 7 sound? That boy play like Luka, don't it? I was like, all right. I was like, yeah.
I see the similarity, Evan, 100%. But yeah, Evan Walsh, 9 for 9 from the foul line for his 22 points. Kendall Lewis, a big 10-point, 13 rebound double-double, and he earned himself a space in the Super League Team of the Week.
That guy gets rebounds.
That's
like,
big.
if he was on the offensive end, he could jam them so easily, couldn't he? He catches them way above the hoop.
Nah, I like that. I like the fact that because he's like a versatile 4-3 man. He can jump. I don't see it. Like, do y'all not see the pregame when we warm up? He can jump.
Yeah. Well, he's throwing windmills in games, mate.
Yeah, and he's low key long too.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like, he stretch a lot. He do everything with his knees, especially.
He ever jammed on you in training?
No.
Has he tried?
No. I'm not going. I'm not going.
Business decision, they call it.
Yeah, I'm not going.
The win means that Flyers are now 1-2 in the SLB regular season. It's Surrey away next in the league after the international break. And don't forget, the next home game is against Cheshire Phoenix in the SLB Trophy semi-final home leg on Friday, December 6th. Tickets available for that game right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk.
Is that like 2 weeks? That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Well, no, it's now in about a week.
Next Saturday we have Surrey away and the league, and then the Friday after that is the semi-final.
Yeah, got some blood out for Cheshire. Yeah, we lost it in, right?
Yep.
Yeah, got some blood out for Cheshire.
It's over 2 legs as well. We have to win on aggregate. More news to get to. A date has now been confirmed for our SLB Cup first round clash away against Essex Rebels. Coach Capulis' side will travel to the Essex Sport Arena on Friday, December 13th. Tip-off is set for 7:30.
Unlucky for some, Jolie.
Unlucky for some on Friday the 13th. It does mean, to accommodate for this game, our game against London Lions, which originally was set for Friday the 13th, is now being moved to Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, with tip-off set for 7:30 p.m. If you basically bought a ticket already for that London game, it's now valid for the game on April 1st. If you can't attend that game anymore, or you'd like a refund, get in touch with support services at bristol-sport.co.uk, or you can call us 0117 963 0600 during office hours. Right, other news to get to, of course, this week is international break. So we have to talk about the GB national team a little bit. It was announced that Evan Walsh was called up to the GB national team for this week's Eurobasket qualifiers alongside our very own Coach K, of course, is the assistant coach of the national team. That's a pretty big achievement for Evan, right? Huge achievement.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I mean, he get to showcase his talent, especially. So, I mean, I'm definitely happy for him. Just go up against other competitions, for him to get a chance to showcase his other competitions, showcase against other competitions. So I'm kind of happy for him.
Yeah.
If you watched it on DAZN actually, wasn't it? If you watched it yesterday, it wasn't just Evan we saw on the bench actually. It was nice to see a little Jelani Watson-Gale on the bench as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, former Bristol Flyers player as well. So 2 players that have been involved with Bristol Flyers, whether currently or former players. And of course, Coach Capulis doing a scouting report on Greece, which he loved to do.
I bet he loved to do that. I saw Jelani's mum and auntie come to the game the other day actually.
A Flyers game?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so nice.
Love that they still come down to games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that game last night, because we're recording this podcast on a Friday. Last night, the GB national team, they rallied back from a 17-point deficit to defeat Greece in front of a sold-out Copper Box Arena crowd for a 1-point win, 73 points to 72. You said you watched this game. What did you make of it?
Well, I watched the second half, and so when I got in, I think they were losing by 4 or 5 and then went down to be losing by 7 or 8. So I missed the first bit where they were losing by 17, but unbelievable comeback. I think we got to 12 points ahead in that third quarter, and we were hitting crazy shots. We were making unreal. There were some great steals. There were some big dunks. Gabe Olasheni from London Lions last year. Was it last year or the year before? Yeah,
last year.
He had an unreal game. So yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a near comeback for Greece, and GB just held on in the end. Gabe Olasheni, as you say, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Akwasi Yeboah, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And Quinn Ellis, 15.6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals.
Quinn is rapid, by the way. He is rapid.
Yeah, it was... Damon, did you watch this game? Did you get a chance to watch this game at all?
I mean, the guys was in the living room watching. I watched half of it, but then I was like, yeah, I'm finna get on the game. That's when it was down 17.
Yeah.
So we watched the opposite halves.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Final bit of news for you, Sam. This one's a biggie. I can confirm that after a long wait, and it was a very long wait, that our Reebok kit has finally arrived.
I was going to try and do a drum roll, but it's too late now.
Well, it's here. I can confirm it's here. And actually, this afternoon, I'm heading up to SGS to do the kit launch shoot with a couple of our guys. And next Wednesday is Media Day. So we're actually going to... You don't know this yet, but next Wednesday we're taking the podcast to Media Day to interview the players.
What?
Doing behind-the-scenes podcast.
On my last day?
Yes. On your last day, you are coming to Media Day, and we are going to be chatting to some players about Media Day and what goes on behind the scenes. So that should be fun.
Can't wait. Y'all gonna have fun.
We are going to have fun.
It's gonna be a lot of talking.
It's going to be long as well, though. It will be long.
I feel it. Oh, my God.
Media Day is a long one. Actually, it's not too bad this year. It's only a couple of stages.
For each of the players is fine, but for like the people involved
for
the
us,
whole
it's long.
time, it's long.
For us, it's long. And that's it for this week's news.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Damon, thank you so much for joining us on the Bristol Flyers Podcast, man.
Nah, man, I thank y'all for having me here.
Yeah, we appreciate
For real.
you coming out and spending your time with us, chopping it up, learning more about you, and yeah, welcome back anytime, mate, throughout the season. It'd be good to have you back at a later point in the season.
Okay, I'm down whenever I'm down.
Let's do it. We'll talk offline. We'll talk off air, and we'll make it happen.
All right, we got.
As you say, Sam, next week is our Media Day episode of the Bristol Flyers podcast, so watch out for that. And that is your last day of working at Bristol Sports, Sam.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't make any difference for any of the Flyers because I'm going to do the same amount of work for Flyers and whatever. But yeah, weird to not be coming here every day.
Yeah, well, we'll still have you here on the podcast, don't you worry. We haven't just lost you that yet, mate. We haven't lost you just yet.
Not just yet.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap up this week's episode?
No, all good.
Thank you for chatting with me on the podcast. Producer Dan, thank you for pushing the buttons as always. And a reminder, and Damon, thank you for joining us. But a reminder, if you are enjoying the Bristol Flyers podcast, please give us a rating and a review on your usual podcast provider. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, and if you've got a friend that's new to Flyers basketball, please introduce them to the show. We'd love to have them as new listeners. Until then, we'll see you next time, right here on the Bristol Flyers podcast, powered by Matchday Live.